State Department getting some important new information, some clarification from officials at the State Department. What are you learning, Jill?
Yes, well, this is very important. The State Department just about an hour ago had said that that the embassy was sending a message to Americans that if they wanted to be evacuated from Haiti, that they should go to the airport. That is not correct. There is a clarification. And this is coming from Deputy Press Secretary Gordon Duguid. He is saying that the American embassy is working on evacuation plans for Americans, that the airport is being evaluated as a possible evacuation route, but right now they are encouraging Americans to seek shelter, avoid damaged structures, obey instructions from local authorities, and stay in a safe place until further notice. And the priority in all of this will be injured Americans. So again, the airport is being evaluated as an evacuation point, but at this point, Americans should stay in a safe place until further notice. Wolf?
And we're just hearing from your producer, Elise Labott, Jill, that the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, has decided to cut short her trip to the Asia-Pacific region. She was on her way. She's coming back to Washington to help coordinate this U.S. government response to this enormous tragedy that's unfolding in Haiti right now. This is new information. Jill, give us some perspective for the Secretary of State to decide to come back to Washington. This is very significant.
It is, Wolf. You know, this is a huge trip, about 10 days. And she was supposed to be out of the country in Asia and Pacific region, talking to very important countries, Australia and New Zealand, that are real partners of the United States. She has been on the phone. She's been coordinating with, certainly with the State Department, with the task force that's meeting here at the State Department. But for her to cut short, that is very, very significant. Originally, they thought that she would be able to handle it. In fact, there have been, briefings, etc. But she is coming back. The enormity of this tragedy is really dawning and on everybody. It's very, very strong. Today, in fact, Wolf, she said that it wasn't really clear what kind of plan they were going to have, and you can see that right now she feels she has to be back here.
And I assume they've established a command center at the State Department, the AID administrator and others. They're working around the clock right now, not only to deal with U.S. citizens who are in Haiti right now, but to try to deal with this enormous humanitarian crisis that has developed.
Absolutely, it's both. It's dealing with the U.S. citizens that are there that need to either get out or be helped or be found. And then it's also this enormous rescue mission, search and rescue mission. And as we've been reporting, there are teams coming from the United States. At least one team, search and rescue, was on the ground. And preceding them, there was a DART team, disaster assistance team, that was evaluating where exactly they should go so that when they hit the ground, they can get to the buildings where people really, really need help. And by the way, this is growing. It's not only the U.S. It will have at least 3 teams in there. The British are going to have some. The French are having teams. And one of the big things is getting them into the airport. But this already is now. We have some teams on the ground that will be going out.
Jill Doherty's over at the State Department. As we say, the breaking news coming in. The Secretary of State cutting short her visit to the Asia-Pacific region, Australia, New Zealand, to come back to Washington to deal with this Haiti crisis. Also, the State Department is telling Americans who are in Haiti right now, stay put, don't go to the airport, wait for further instructions. This is a dramatic development that's unfolding right now. Chris Lawrence, our Pentagon